I wonder how much of that blew up the mic. But anyways, Megan, please tell me what this last episode of Arc was. I don't like. I mean, like, obviously, like, genuinely, like, I think it was since Boom Boonger. I've actually tried to just stop watching like excessive clips on the current running shows. So, like, I just so then I truly don't know what like happens in them anymore. Because like I don't even know like the premise of Arc. I know the basic stuff of just like imagination and that kind of stuff, but like I generally don't know what what is happening in that show. Like not in like a negative way, but it's just so then like whenever I do watch these shows, I can actually be surprised or I can actually engage with it without like the back of my mind knowing, oh yeah, X thing happens or like, stuff like that. But let me do something first. Let's do let's see what this box contains. Why did I forget the end? Because I think I forgot to do that in the last stream. Whoops. Oh, the chat is not present. Okay. Oh, right. I remember seeing people talking about how sad the plot was. I think I don't remember if even Zrykin told me that it was sad. I think he just told me like, "Oh yeah, like this was good and such." But I don't remember what else he told me about it. But I do recall people actually saying like, "Yeah, this week's was um a sad plot point." But I'll actually make sure to proactively look at this um Q&A box because just to see if we will get stuff out of it. But anyways, I guess we'll get to it. But so yeah, I'll just say first of all, um I kind of wanted to bring this up just because I I did kind of promise it, but then I didn't really fulfill it. But I in the last stream last month, I did say that like potentially I was gonna do um another stream, and I did actually have plans on doing another stream, but then I guess I wasn't and I was back to not being in a good mental state. Of just because I was actually kind of excited to do another oops. I was actually kind of looking forward to doing the second stream next or like last month, but then like I started not to feel great again. So I ended up just not going through with it despite, you know, asking Draken if whether or not it was worth for me doing so, and I end up not doing it. So obviously I'll apologize for that. And I'm only doing this one now because I'm too impatient to wait next week to do it because I kind of want to get this over with despite one discrepancy about it. We will get to it later. If you watched yesterday's video, to which I know I don't think anyone will, unfortunately, but the one discrepancy is kind of obvious, but like I don't think anyone's gonna be like up against my neck, I guess is the phrasing. I don't think anyone is going to be too upset about the absence of this one thing. So I'm just going to have to move on without it. But I will promise that when the review of it actually does come out, we will obviously cover it. It's just that it's just not here right now just because we'll get to it. But other than that, I would can you guess before we turn the camera on? Or like, no, I will turn the camera on and then you guess from there. Can you guess what it is? Oh, jeez. But yeah, because like I think I kind of wanted to do the same thing last year of where like I actually where like we did have like a secret stream last year as this one's the main one, but then like I have to kind of like also with the last stream, I've been kind of like just overthinking of like what happened, like just the stuff we talked about, and like I'm kind of like second guessing of like I don't know if the things I've said in that last stream were technically like right for me to say, especially like obviously some of the stuff I've like been saying is just like oh I would because obviously I'll be vague about it, because I was thinking about it like ever since that last stream, and it was just more of like yeah, it probably wasn't right to be that vocal about that, and just some things too, it was just more of like, yeah, I know for sure that shouldn't have been said, but like, now I know it's just like that now I see from that perspective, it's just like, yeah, that's probably what it is and such. So obviously, I'll try to like not become, I guess, so okay, it's not to say like so vocal, but like I'll I'll try not to get to that point so quickly and like basically try to ease it. So it becomes more um so it becomes less confrontational. But Megadong, do you even see it? Like what is it? What is missing from here? What do you think is missing from here? Because this is basically quarter one of Arc because no cubes got released this month. These are the releases from just July and August. So, what do you think is missing from here? As I I check there. Change this to. Reboot doesn't exist yet. Guess again. We don't even have an announcement for. We don't even have a listing even for Shokugan 2, which I think is abysmal, but I get it's just because they're waiting for Arc Galaxy. So, potentially, I feel like he's more honestly, I think he's more likely for Gashapon 2. If Regulos was Gashapon 1. Guess again, this is next month. But you're getting warmer. You just have to go backwards. That thing doesn't exist. They're not gonna make a toy of that. There's no sounds of it. You gotta think more basically. Like, you're in the right track, that's an art cube that we're missing. That thing doesn't exist yet either. You're getting colder. You were literally on the right track. It's an arc cube. It's an arc specific cube. It's one that's been released already. Like, I know I shouldn't. Push me, 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 go! Okay. So, as you can see from here, um, what we're gonna cover the first quarter of Arc, to which it was only 4 DX items, or like 4 roleplay items. So we have the Arcerizer, we have the Soulless Armor, um, the Soulless Armor. Actually, we can just zoom in. We have the Lunar, or I know it's Luna, but I think I keep wanting to say Lunar just because of this one being called Soulless. And then, we have the Arc Eye Sword. And then, obviously, you're gonna see this in the monthly unboxing spectaculars that are gonna be released next week. Obviously, I had to get this thing individually just because HLJ did not fulfill it. We have the new generation cube, which is the campaign item that obviously HLJ just failed to deliver on. And then we have the hopefully it's not the only, but it most likely will. Um, Apparel exclusive Zero Beyond Cube. Like, to go back to your guess on um shining shining beyond. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Shining Ultraman Zero Beyond. I mean, if you want it to be that specifically, that's just the Galaxy version? What I forgot what it was called specifically despite watching clips of that one a few days ago. It's the, yeah, it's just the Galaxy version, like, just the old gold shining version. Okay. But, Ginga's Cube is in the first premium set, to which I have not been able to pre-order any of the premium sets because Draken has been, uh Draken has to deal with his pre-orders. So I've just been letting the stuff I needed to pre-order build up, which technically isn't good, but it's not as much, luckily. Solunus. I mean, you can do that with the Ultra Action figures. Um, and then we have okay, besides these 2, we also have the, sorry, I'm gonna put the mic down. We have the, Televi manga version of the Ultraman Arc cube, to which just has him with the Arc Eye sword and was the first Arc cube to have been released. And then we have our annual Gashpon and Candy Toy sets, to which this is technically your representation of Ginga. So we have Gashapon 1 of Arc cubes, to which I was supposed to get a full set of 8, but I got a duplicate. So we have Ginga Victory, Jonius, Howard, Quadratiga, Noah, another Ginga Victory, Rube, and Regulos. And then for Candy Toy 1, Toy Collectibles for some reason sent it in this box instead of just giving us the actual ones that were necessary, meaning that I'm stuck with the duplicates. So the lineup comprises of Arc, King, let's just King, Leo, I don't wait for it to focus. Astra, Nebius, Phoenix Brave. I accidentally called this one Burning Brave. G Galaxy Rising. Whoops. Touch that Delta Rise Claw. And Glitter Trigger Eternity. So I'm kind of hoping that the next Candy Toy set basically is the same thing of giving us some Showa era ultras alongside quote unquote in obscure final form to release Cosmos or one of the Cosmos cubes and some more new generation powers. But yeah, so that is what we're going to cover today. I don't know what order we're going to do this at. The cube holder gets released next month. It's next month is the Arc Galaxy cube. The I forgot what the weapon was called. And then the cube holder. Anthony is not as acknowledgeable with Ultraman. He's called Ultraman King. Get it right, Anthony. This form is very iconic. Mebius burning or like Phoenix Brave. Is it Phoenix Brave? I keep forgetting what this form is called specifically because Burning Brave is his second. You have to keep like Burning Brave is his second form because his first form is when he combines with Burning Brave is an evolution of his first form of when he combines the Mebius race with the Hikari race. But like, this form is for the final episode. Obviously, I've not seen Mebius, but I played a lot of Heroes Versus. That's where I got introduced to this form. And like this is the form of where he gets both the Mebius brace and the Hikari brace on both hands or both wrists. And I keep wanting to say Mebius Infinity, but that's when he combines with Ultra Brother. The Articular, I'll be back. But basically, I think Mebius was. I think Mebius form structure is a lot more simple to think of than Cosmos's, because I know Cosmos has a really complicated system. Because I think a lot of Cosmos's forms are from the not three, the two movies after the show. Oh, that was strange with that. Because again, I want to know what the second form is called. Not unless I am just confusing things. Maybe okay, it's just called Mebius Brave. Okay. That second form is just Mebius Brave. What him like Mebius Brave is when he is allowed when he combines the Mebius brace and the Hikari brace together. Are we back? I'm at 2 bars. What is happening? I mean, I mean, I wasn't referring to I was referring to the second form, not Phoenix. Phoenix Brave, like was said before, is the only one I'm like absolute about, just because I played as Meduse a lot in Heroes Versus. It was between Meduse and then O's, and then like Burning Gundam. Cool. Tell me when they're like, what more powered stuff they're gonna do. So one of the things I'll give, like, I'll, I guess, ruin the surprise of this is that two of these things have already had to been opened, somewhat, not fully. Like the Archerizer, you're gonna see in the unboxing. I did look the tape up because I was in such denial about not receiving this because I don't know how they handled it with Blazar, but I'm pretty sure they did actually do the campaign, but I don't think they did. Or I think they did, like Rita fell, but basically after I checked this, this is a really bad. Oh well, because as you can see from here, the way obviously they have to get these ready for the China release. So as you can see from here, this is clearly where this is clearly a second spot for the item or for the cube. I think he's in the third premium set, if I recall, because I think the third premium set is Taiga, Zet, Trigger, and Decker. Because I think set two's is Orb, G, Rosso, and Blue. But like, so this is basically where the cube is supposed to be. But that's if you got the Bandai China version, like not like the mainland version, but for the Hong Kong release, I think that's. But I still think it is like a China version and such because they obviously guaranteed you the campaign item and plus a card for Ultra Galaxy Fight, not Ultra Galaxy Fight, Ultra Fusion Fight. So here we are with the art. Oh no, you got a premium black card? How could you? What kind of premium monster are you? But yeah, here's the art. So I mean, they're definitely what you expect. if it actually was. So the button on the side. This is the speaker. And then the bottom here is the battery compartment. And the back is the track system. Because again, this is basically a hyper key. So I think all they did is that the hyper keys I knew were like 2 notches. So they just made this one notch. And it is B001. And there is an infrared. Yeah, there's an infrared sensor right there. Honestly, I think with these tabs, it actually kind of makes it annoying to, because the tabs are at the bottom, so like actually kind of, and that's like the way you have to sit them. I get that's just because how this thing works, but it is kind of upsetting because now you're gonna just deal with the tab having to be constantly bent. But yeah. I was gonna say something, but I think I'll just leave it. Then we have the device itself, the arterizer. I'll just have to leave those on the side again. Okay, so definitely for sure, just I guess from feeling it, it definitely the feeling of this thing definitely is and obviously everyone has pointed out the fact that they've already put these things ready for they got these buttons ready for the Memorial Edition, which I don't think it's worth getting. Just because, especially going off of like the recent ones, it's just I don't know. I kind of just don't want to bother with Ultraman Memorial items anymore. Blazars is kind of infuriating because it's like they're technically new stones. So this is already like ejected and such, but as you can see right there, again, it works on a track system, and then somewhere, yeah, there's a small cut. You can't see it, but like in the farther back, there is a smaller square cut for the infrared or for like the light sensor and such. I mean, it's probably better to just wait for the Memorial Edition and such. That's basically every Ultraman line. Like, I don't know. Unless you're like, I don't know. The Blazer line kind of penalizes you, though. But because you still have to get those, you still have to get the original stones because they actually do different stuff in that Memorial Edition. But oh, jeez, like I kind of knew this was going to be the case, but like I think the feeling of this definitely does feel like you're going to just snap it. Oh, geez. See, like, stuff like this. Because the thing is that, I guess from what I'm getting from here, each of these parts is a different segment. They're their own individual segments and such. Because I know for sure, like, you can, like, break those apart and such. But like obviously I'm not going to do that. Like we won't do that yet. Just have to make sure this is in the right orientation, because I can only just do that. Because this, you want to keep this as like the base form and such. But then you can also just simply turn that and such. So like you don't need to turn this because it's already, well, I think you do though. Yeah, because you want the silver. See, yeah, okay. You don't want it like this because this is not accurate. Because then the silver and the blues are like, I mean, I guess it's more symmetrical of like, okay, you got the blue on top and then you got the silver, but that's technically not right. Okay, so like I do appreciate that you do have to form this correctly. So then you can have the blue up here and then the silver down here. So then you can just thrust it like so. But like, I don't know how people do it, but you can take it apart, but it's because it's definitely like an interesting like segmentation of how it works. Because the only part you can't remove is this part, because obviously this entire part's the electronics, but everything else though is just like free range. But yeah, I don't know how people have taken this thing apart. Especially with so I'm pretty sure they do like tell you. Oh, I think it's clips. To buy these clips, because like as you can see right now, this thing is just like not cooperate. Yeah, it's through these things. So you just simply, it's not clips, but like you just simply slide it out like so, and then you just turn it. You try to turn it in a way that allows you to just yeah. So yeah, here's the this is the base of the Ryder. It's just this sphere with this part, an on and off switch, like so. Oh, whoops. And then you just stick cubes into there. Then you have these segments that are just like that. And at this point, I know technically there's the thing of just because of how this works. Obviously, there's like two button segments into here. And obviously, you have to put these in the right orientation. So then those buttons actually get activated, or else you're not going to be able to properly actuate. You're not going to be able to properly you're not going to be able to properly do things with this and such. So I hope I'm doing this right, because then this is going to be catastrophic. Yeah, okay. This is kind of catastrophic because I don't have I don't have a free range of putting this in. Okay, wait. Yeah, I think we did it. We definitely did it wrong. Because we want to... So we want to... We want to do this and such. We need to put this piece back in, but it's just how, basically. Because you can't... Okay, so... And then you go from here. See, I don't know if you're... Oh, whoops. I don't know if you're technically supposed to just simply... I don't know if you're supposed to just... simply... Because we technically almost have it. I think. But we just need a way to get that other... Yeah, okay. So I think we want to... Okay. Because as you can see from here, this is how we remove it. So we want to put this piece into here, but we need a way to like... We need a way that actually allows us to put this in. But we're not able to. Because we need to form this half of the riser, but it won't let us. So I assume that I did do this wrong. Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so you put that in, then you put in this. You decube the riser. Yes, Colin Lee. Where is Lee when you need him? Apparently, the playback stopped on YouTube. I'm pretty sure they do have instructions. Alright, obviously the manual will tell you how to put this back. I'm just struggling with trying to as to how you get, unless I'm supposed to, because unless I'm supposed to do it this way. Which definitely does not feel right, because now this thing is barely in. But this is kind of the only opening we have with this, because we literally cannot. We, for some reason, cannot loop this other section into here because it needs space here, but you can't do that without removing this, and we can't. You can tell this one's smaller than that one and such. So and now it's like, how do we put in the smaller? How do you put in the smaller side? Because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be that. Because from here, it looks like the transparent side is supposed to be up. Sure, we can try that. See, I feel like this is the case of where we're somehow supposed to have these two pieces come together. But like, the issue is that that's not possible because one piece takes the spot of another piece. So there's not really any way I can basically what's it? Because there's these grooves, but I don't think that they're made for that. We're going to refer to the instructions. if it actually wants to load. So yeah, it says do not throw the arc cube, or do not throw the arcerizer. Okay, yeah. There are instructions. So I think what we have is that this is piece A. This is piece B. And then this is piece C and such. So I think what they want us to do is take piece A, and they want us to take piece A and lock it down like so. And then they want us to turn it around and flip it over. And then you take, okay, I'm getting this, I think. They want us to take piece B, do the same thing of locking it in. Like so, and then flipping it up. Oh, okay. Then they want you to turn this around. That's what I wasn't doing. And then take PC. Lock this in. And oh, did I mess up? I think I did. Because it's supposed to go like this. Okay. Yeah, there. We did it. We reassembled our arcerizer. Thanks to the last 2 pages of the manual. I knew I should have done it earlier, but I was apprehensive about it. Let me get batteries, because they're just right here. I'm just charging that in case. So this is interesting that I forgot Zrykin took the. I mean, these screwdrivers are his, but like they've just been next to. Oh, what? This requires 3 AAAs. Whoops. Let me get another one. I mean, I guess it's not surprising that it takes up 3, because it has to accommodate for that sensor. But it's basically the same way that the Valor Rusher and the Memorial Edition Hurricane Gyro are formatted. I don't know why Bandai is doing this new method of really tight battery compartments. I guess it's convenient, but it is weird. Because it's just weird to see a really bulky, or like a really thick battery compartment, basically. Okay. So they're after how many? How 15? No, 20 minutes. Oh, why didn't I see this? I think we've already. Did we already go through these? I don't remember. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, because like I think it's 50-50 whether or not the Memorial Edition will actually allow you to do that. I feel like they will. Yeah, Grigio won't be premium because she's already programmed into this thing. I can try to get her sound for you. I just need to find the list. But so there's Yuma summoning this. Okay, wait. Okay, so it's. I have to keep remembering just that whether or not this is like the right orientation and such. Because I don't think it's possible to have like a version of the Archerizer with these parts out. Because I think in general you're just gonna have this symmetry. Because as you can tell from back here, the back doesn't really have the paint on the back, so I'm pretty sure that's what the Memorial Edition will do. But anyways, we will actually open up the other two we might as well take a look at the armors together and such. So again, Solus armor, obviously if anyone's wondering, obviously the intros of these have already been recorded, so no need to worry. I think I've said this in the review of this one. Like, I do appreciate that, like, I guess they are keeping this consistency of how they do the boxes and such, but at the same time, I do kind of want the Ultraman boxes to kind of move away from this kind of box. Just because a lot of Ryder and Sentai stuff now are just like straight up boxes and such. They're not like plastic. They're not like plastic on card and such. Oh, did I not cut this? And especially because it's kind of a waste of space. I get why they do it like this, but it is kind of just disappointing. Plus, again, they don't contain instructions anymore, so they're not going to contain anything valuable. Hopefully this one will be quicker. I'll get to that comment. Also, the tape placement's always just kind of inconsistent. Okay. I just think it is super unfortunate that we're not getting a lot of retail DX releases for these things, because obviously they're just pushing everything to premium, and I just don't like that. Especially because I assume the premium release of this will just include, obviously to up the price, it will just be the Archerizer and then all four cubes, unless they put the Saturn armor along too, because I'm not going to be surprised if they make that one exclusively premium. Yeah, Galaxy technically is the final armor because it's the only other sound program into here. These two are not programmed into this and such because they're technically not essential, but this one and Galaxy are, which is why I was saying Solus doesn't really have a chance of being represented in this toy line unless they just use a generic track that I think is possible, but I don't know. So let's take a look at the art cubes. Actually, we'll do them one by one. So again, we already took a look at this. I'll make sure to move the mic up. You really have to press it. Oh, okay. These function basically the same as hyperkeys. So there's basically the art cube mode and then there's the sound mode. And unlike the sound modes and the hyperkeys, I think these have 6 sounds. So you get a phrase, a transformation, a grunt, a finisher, and then the color timer. And then you can switch back. And then after some time, it will turn off. Again, I just want to make sure. Yeah, it's 5 sounds in sound mode. So let's go through the Solus armor. To which, again, I do like. It is kind of unfortunate that most of these are not really taking the advantage of being different colors, but I get it's just because, well, Arc is special, so he gets his stuff as different colors, but everyone else has to just stick with the one color and such. Because again, the red and orange combination is pretty interesting. I just kind of wish it came out better, because I think on YouTube it's coming out worse. Actually, that's coming out fine. This one is B002. Yeah. Again, that's going to set off at some point, so. Was it that, or was it this? Focus. We're going to play the color timer sounds for both of these simultaneously. Here's the Luna armor, which I think definitely is probably my favorite of the armors, including Galaxy. It's this one and Saturn I really do enjoy. Plus the color scheme of this one is pretty neat. I forgot to show the speaker, I think. But I do like the shade of blues are, excuse me, different. This one is B003. I feel like it's not. Blame Sega. They're the ones that put it out a month earlier than they were supposed to. Or was it a half year? Was it a half year earlier? Think. Okay, let's simultaneously play all three. Yeah, so I can definitely say the thing I'm not too big with the art cubes is that the buttons get stuck. Let's hope this actually comes out well. Okay. Then we just have to sit and wait for them to reset. And while we do that, we might as well just go through some of the other art cubes for a bit. Because again, these are our only DX ones and such. And also, like, did I? Oh, turn off the light. Why am I turning off the lights? Okay. But the thing is that obviously, like, I'll get to it eventually, but I'll just save it. So again, this is an interesting way of them packing it, but you know, I get why, because it's a cube. How else will you pack a cube? Okay, it's literally just a small pamphlet. You don't even fold it out. So that's interesting. So we will just keep this flat, so then it doesn't have a lot of air in it anymore, because it doesn't have to hold a cube. So here's the new generation cube with Ginga and Blazar. This is not. Jeez. Cool. I think that'll actually be pretty neat to see. But I don't know why that reminded me of like Cosmos right away. But what I was gonna say, so this one is like zero. So this one's the first one in the lineup. And as you can tell, they went with the trigger route of where this is a DX build, but just with no electronics, but they still allow you to press the button. So, like, see, these buttons are at least more pressable than, like, the actual DX ones. And it's B062. So, goes there. And then we will go through this one. because it's literally the same pan foot as it's basically the same like insert as the. Yeah, that's actually pretty. I actually appreciate that. This insert's consistent with the new generation one. It tells you what the cube is and it tells you what to use it on. I appreciate that consistency. But I think this is technically the most recent art cube because this one's the latest. This one's 0. This one's just 32. But it's the same build as new generation. Yeah, look at that. Look at that pin system. This is actually interesting. Wow. That's actually interesting. They actually broke away from making these, of actually connecting these. That's really interesting. Wow. Oh, okay. I get why now. It's because they're divided right there. So it's not the Yokai Watch rail system. It's the typical rail system. Okay. That's what makes it different. And then we will open up this one lastly. I know that we're breaking this up weirdly of just like, okay, let's take a look at these like DXS versions of the art cubes, and then we will take a look at like the other variants. Because as you can see from here, because it's a magazine pack-in, of course it's put in like a package that's like very overblown. But here's the television manga version of the art cube itself, basically packed the same way that the new generation one was. I did get the magazine, I just didn't bring it here. Again, I really appreciate the inserts for ARC being being consistent. That's the first I've seen that. Because most of the time, these inserts are very inconsistent with each other. But I have to give it to them that these inserts are consistent. That is something to be proud of. So as you can see from here, this one again has arc. Ooh, but this one has arc with the arc eye sword and is a lot lighter as opposed to this one. Still presses, same properties, but now it's not numbered, it's labeled as EX. And wow, okay, this one's labeled B051. So I think this one, okay, if it's this kind of track, I think it will definitely be easier because the ones that are the Yokai Watch-esque patterns are a lot more tedious to do. So, okay, we will deal with those 3 art cubes first before we proceed with the other 8 or the other 8. No, other 15. So let's. That's not. Is that it? No. I messed up. It's okay. So I don't know how well this is going to be presented, but I gotta reset all these. Like, technically, it's not wrong that they start off with the phrase, but, like, you know, you can't necessarily do that in art cube mode. Not sure. I don't know how that's captured, but okay. So yeah, that's really all. Like, obviously, all of these are just transformation based, so that's really all you can do with that. So you can do it again, but that's not what I meant to do. But it is coming out of the cube, so. Sure. That other comment just scared me. Yeah, so it's just a white LED from down here and such. What's this is good for? I'll highlight it again. I mean, it would be interesting, but like I don't know, especially because I have to deal with trying to make stickers at that point. It would definitely be interesting. Jeez. No, whoops. That's the thing that kind of throws me off with the orientation. You insert the cubes in and such. Man. Yeah, see, at least this one fades out. Yeah, and then it just flashes and it disappears. Yep. Yeah, so that's basically it for all the DX cubes. Because, like, obviously, if we were to make an Espa cube, obviously, I would want to try to make it mimic the DX ones, but I need to see how the premium ones are formatted, and then we can consider it from there. But yeah, you can just see how much better the LEDs glow through with the ones that don't have electronics in it. Yeah, you can tell how much cleaner the DX ones are. But, and the cubes are kind of weird of taking out because, like, you don't really have anywhere to, like, grab them. Okay, I just launched that one, but new generation. And they all have the same standby. That one's pretty neat. I do like the consistency of how they do the new generation sounds. Jeez. And I know this one's random to include, but, you know, because it's in the same style. Zero Beyond. Yeah, see, I would have liked if they actually tried and incorporated Zero sounds, but you have to get the premium version. Yep, just that simple. All right, so we will. What we're actually going to do is that we're going to move on to the Arc Sword, just so then with these two we can actually go back and forth on them and such, and also so then we can actually move this out and such. So Arc Sword, I think, did I go through the box? I don't think so. I did the other one. But this is basically the Zonglass sword of Ultraman. So let's try to actually show you the process. These were featured in Zyken's last unboxing stream, as those were the only... The Arc stuff was the only stuff I got from them. Okay. So this is Ultraman swords are always packed like this. But I don't know, this actually feels a lot more lengthier, which is impressive. Like, I do appreciate how Ultraman swords are like... Oh yeah, then I need another set 3 batteries for this. But yeah, this actually feels nice. I feel like I don't... Oh, wow. There is actually, like, plastic cover for this. But it is kind of weird to look through. Because, again, you have the lines blocking your way. But, yeah. This is actually pretty neat. Yeah, this is actually a lot more. I actually really like this. Because I still have the Chelsea sword. After I checked how much batteries this requires. 3. Ooh, big spider. Just put it here. Like, luckily, I'm only halfway through my batteries, so I don't. Not that worried about. Not that worried about like running out already, but Oh wow, yeah, this is the exact same size of the Chills Knight sword. It's a bit longer, but like really, it's actually. Yeah. So again, I really do like that they're carrying out this length for swords now. Or Bandai is carrying out this length for swords. But again, I think it's just due to the success of the Zonglass slasher. The Zonglass sword. But I don't think the sword's gonna get to the point of where this is gonna get a memorial edition. Because if it is, then that's just utterly ridiculous. Especially because they're most likely gonna put the finishers from this sword into the Arca Riser memorial edition. So, but like honestly, like handling this thing actually feels super nice. Oh. Handling this thing is like super like wow, this is like one of the nicest swords that like I think I've ever handled. It just feels right. And it doesn't feel intrusive. Like the Chalcedonite sword, like even though pressing the button, because like the Chalcedonite sword feels nice too. Like the Chalcedonite sword feels like a really like out of like ordinary like roleplay sword and such. Oh, jeez. Ow. I stepped on my charger. Anyways, I don't know, switch right here. Forgot I need to focus on the blade itself. Did I cover a speaker? No. Really like how that comes out. This is when you hold it down. Again, I just really like how this comes out and such. Like this part of the blade is like really nice. I don't know what this attack is for. I think it's for the arc eye, like the eye portion of the sword. And it is just kind of funny that you can practically just set this piece of the sword up to your forehead and such, because it actually does rest fine, or rests nicely. So I think for the rest of this, I'm gonna have to just have it like this, just for consistency. But yeah, changes. I think it's mainly this toy that actually utilizes its light sensors and such. Because obviously you're going to be wondering, like, oh, how is it doing that? Is it pressing this and such? There's no button on the side, but no, there's a light sensor and such. Which is why there's a delay. Oh, actually, I actually like this multicolor. It's red and orange. Or it actually goes from red, orange, yellow. That's actually neat. I should do that one again. Yeah, there's like a delay. Yeah. That's actually surprising. You can't just repeatedly press it. Okay. I thought I would have done something like that. Yeah, and this one is 3 Shades of Blue. Yeah, so that one definitely was better just because there was no overlapping of sounds. That always gets me. And then I assume this one has to be the same as this one, but like obviously just some difference. Yeah, because this one's just the standard blue. And like this one actually does carry the standby from that one. Wow, I think that's actually a different phrase from that. That's actually neat. Okay, yeah, in general, you can't repeat. I'd rather it be 50,000 shades. Man. New generation. Yeah, so that one's definitely interesting. I kind of would have preferred a mixture of blue and gold, but this one primarily mixes together Ginga and Blazar's sounds. So it starts off with the Ginga Ginga shoot or Ginga shot, and then the spiral parade. Because then this is an arc sound. Then gotta make sure. Oh, yeah, I gotta make sure my hand's not on the speaker. Because then possibly it's Zero Beyond. So there we have, I think that is supposed to be the, I don't know, that doesn't sound like the bulky chorus. Again, I just find it interesting that this toy is one of the very few roleplay weapons where you can just keep like tapping away. I don't know what that is. Tell Draken. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go order of release in terms of this because I think the order of release was Candy Toy Set 1 and then Gashapon 1. So let's do that. And just let me check a few things. Yes, there's like a 10-second delay. I feel like the delay is a lot heavier than usual. But we're almost done, honestly. So again, here's the first one. Okay. Oh wow. Look at this. Okay, so they pack the gum in bubble wrap. I forgot that we had to do this, but okay, yeah, they would just put the gum like this. That's funny. But yeah, so the thing about the Gashpon and Candy Toy versions is that you have to put the stickers on yourself. So we're doing that one by one. So, and the thing about these versions is that they are not I'm at 1 bar right now. I'm watching the playback and it seems fine. Okay, I think we're fine. My apologies. So you take the sticker sheets that you somehow have to figure out how to rip. I don't. Why did they make it like this? Why did they do this to the stickers? So just simply remove the stickers out, and then you struggle from there because you have to try to figure out which orientation is what. So we'll do the number side first. So I don't know which way you want to do it from, like the top. See, the big issue is that all of these are inconsistent to begin with. So you're not supposed to just directly put it on like the edge because you're supposed to at least leave some space. But so I guess at that point it doesn't really matter, I guess. As long as it's there and as long as you have some space at the edges, I guess. So that's how I'm going at this. You just want enough room. You just want enough room that it's there. Because not even the DX ones are consistent with each other. And that's their own fault. Yeah. So that's kind of funny. So I guess we don't have that to worry about, but it's just that it's so unnecessary of them to do that to us. I have to slowly put these back, so we got a king. Jeez, I keep massacring the taps. See, because here there's actually enough force for you to actually remove them, but they're not giving that to us for the sticker sheet. So I'll try to be as fast with this. I think technically pointing the stickers is common sense. Not common sense, but more just like, the first one is on the left. And then the second one is wrong. How did I mess up? I could have sworn I put it on the right place. These stickers are really stubborn. So, and this one's worse because king does not have, we do not have a duplicate of king. Yeah, this is actually kind of difficult to lift up because you don't want to fray it too much. You don't want to like pierce it too. Slow and gentle. Okay. Okay, my bad, king. Alright, so hopefully that's what I at least appreciate about these stickers. I think I at least know that they're not gonna fall off. Okay, so there we got king. I forgot to actually go over these individually, so just so then the process of doing this isn't as tedious. But so again, 0-1 arc. The difference of this one as opposed to the one we previously covered is that this one is C065 as opposed to B064. So I think that means 064 is the Gashapon one. I think it has to be. This one is B062. New generation's B62. So, the gap is actually pretty close. And such. So, king, on the other hand, he is not 0. He is 25. King is purple. Cannot press this. He is C068. That is interesting. So, yeah, there's like a gap then between the arc, the arcs, extra arc sounds, which I think Galaxy has to be included. So I think, does that mean 66 and 67 are Arc Galaxy sounds then? I think there was 2 of those sounds. But, oh, jeez. Here we have Leo. Again, I'm trying to be quick about this, so. So again, we need to make sure we're at the right orientation. Here's his sticker sheet. I definitely do think the numbering convention for the art cubes is definitely the weirdest, because at least the hyper keys were like interesting. But I think it's also just because all the ultras had the or DX. So Leo is C071. Astra will basically be the same process. Okay, there. One that we properly pulled that. I forgot to check something. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot to check something. I wonder why I kept it open. But I'll read this. That's literally what these things are, though. They're just hyper keys, but as like cubes. What else do you want me to mention? What was that? Oh. Okay, it wasn't anything. Yeah. I think I just kind of had to. I think I just more tolerated it. I hope this is actually showing up. But I have to do this to like 15 of these, so I don't know. I think again, I at least appreciate what they did with. I think at least with the arc cubes, it's like okay, it's just two sides. That's it. But I do think it's weird that how much more persistent Bandai is of us applying stickers to the cheaper versions of these things, because I think Boom Boom cars are definitely the worst offenders for sure, because of how much you have to deal with there. Then we have the Gochizos now. Speaking of that, Astra C072. But yeah, like I think I get why they have to do that, but like it kind of sucks. Because again, especially coming from Geats, where the big selling point was like, oh yeah, like Gashapon and Candy Toy all blend together now. Like we didn't have to modify anything and such. And it's like, yeah, that's so cool. Like this is like a cool evolution. Like we're at the point where Gashapon, Candy Toy, and DX can all be consistent, but now we're back at this. But I felt like we've kind of went backwards, and it was just like, oh yeah, you have to do everything yourself now. This is a yellow cube, so we will show that. Check this. Okay, so I had to make sure I turn this around, so then I actually properly do apply it at the right place, because then I'm gonna mess up. Oh well, this one's too close to the edge. This one's curved, but we'll make it work. All right, so There we go with that. Mebius Infinity is C097. I guess we'll just stack them. Jade Galaxy Rising. I get that like they really like merchandising Galaxy Rising, but like I don't know. I feel like it's not really fair to like other ultras who only get represented by like one other form. So I think this is the same blue as Arc. Yeah, same blue. So we won't go over it. Stickers. Yeah, so basically you kind of just want to offset it a bit so then it's not too close to the edge, but like just so then like it's like a right amount of evenness around. You don't want too I think you don't want too much of a you don't want too much gaps on the edges, but like on the top and bottom it's fine. So and G Galaxy Rising is C109. Gotta make sure that works down. Set Delta Rise Call is another purple one. So yeah, Mebius Infinity or Mebius Burning Brave is our only unique cube of the set, as it is yellow. Whoops. I'm just trying to find the orientation this is supposed to be. Again, I apologize if some of this is not in frame. All right, so that one's definitely set lower. So number 30. So like I at least do appreciate from King through Glitter Trigger Eternity that all these are numerical. So is that the C114? Because I think Galaxy Rising and Royal Mega Master are paired together. So again, we will have to see from Rube. And then we have Glitter Trigger Eternity. So technically, I guess the benefit from like the Astron ones is that we don't have to deal with opening a box. So that cuts down on time. I don't even think I think Trigger Truth is programmed in this toy, which is what I would prefer to do anyway. But yeah, I mean, I was going to say maybe we shouldn't have done it by numerical order, but or maybe we shouldn't have done it by release order, because technically, again, these are put in a weird order for a reason. Oh, I accidentally scratched that one, but 31 trigger, glitter trigger, and C115. So, yeah. Luckily, for this time, they didn't become greedy and program all of Zet's forms. So, there's that. I don't. And just throw these at a corner, because I'm probably going to use that bag to throw these scraps out. Yeah, Trigger Dark is coming. I think he's programmed after Glitter Trigger. I just hope they actually do proceed with actually putting out these sets, but they're too slow about it. Oh, jeez. So let's move. So because as you see here, so yeah, Zero Beyond is after Glitter Trigger Eternity. So that's technically how that lineup goes. But again, like was before, we will go through Gashapon 1, which I've already, like I said, I've already had to open before for the sake of filming the intro for the review, which it was here that I said I was going to showcase the pamphlet. Just one at least, so just so then I remember the order this was supposed to be in. But so, yep, the order is supposed to be for, this is going to fall, Arc Cube, Gashapon version, yeah, Jonia's powered, Ortiga, Noah, King of Victory, Rube, and who else? Regulus. So again, these are basically going to be the same thing. Oops. So we'll open them in that exact order. But at the same time, we will deal with this extra Ginga Victory somehow. But again, I'm just going to treat this bag. I appreciate the bag that the seller provided this in, but I'm just going to throw the scraps into here because they are taking up. It is taking up space. And we'll just tape it here for now, so then we can just go back and do that. So we are going to go in order of that release, because again, I did not get Megadon, you failed. The one we're missing was the Gashapon version of the Arc Cube, because the seller for some reason gave me another Ginga Victory when they weren't supposed to. I at least do appreciate how much more compact these are. But I just realized that I actually now don't have a place to keep the stickers. But oh well. Yeah, this is a green one, which is very common with this set. I mean, no doubt it is, but it's just I wasn't supposed to get this listing. Wasn't supposed to give me two of the same one. It was supposed to give me all 8. Okay, so this is interesting with how the stickers are here. But as you can see here, Jonius is 18. So basically, I think right now, well, because I think 1 through 17 are like basically the main line stuff. Because retaily, there's only 1 through 5. I think 6 is still missing, but like 7 through 17 are the new generation heroes, if I recall. Because that's 12. Minus 12. Yeah. 1 through 6 are the retail ones. So 7 through 17 are new generation heroes. Oh, jeez. The stickers for here are a lot more. Okay, yeah. I don't like that. The stickers here are less cooperative because they want to come off the sticker sheet. Yeah, I can tell these ones are a lot more wider in terms of sticker material with their adhesiveness. But I appreciate Jonius still getting love. So there he is. V086. So we have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because I ripped the tape for this one, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, I did. So we're gonna find another better one of these. Hopefully I actually open up better, so then we can actually just keep one and just stick the stickers and the pamphlets in. So next up is Powered then, because again it's just simply from order of when they came out. Like, this is the first time where Powered got released before Great. That's funny. So Powered's bag will be used to hold this. And the stickers. So. Okay, luckily his sticker sheet was shorter and such. So there's that. So I'm gonna try to at least not pull off this and oops. I think we're too high now. All right, there we go. We got Powered. Number 19. And he is V079. Which I'm pretty sure is correct, and not what happened with Long's toys. Because if it was that, because especially what we talked about earlier, if it was the 60s, we would know if it's an arc sound if it's in the 60s. Okay, then it's Quarter Tiga next. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess I don't really need to be as careful with these ones because I already have the one saved and such. I think it was already, well, it's rumored besides Boys. I don't remember who exactly is rumored to be in Arc because Boyzar was already confirmed in the toy catalogs because we're getting his cube. But like I think it was Gaia that's being heavily rumored. Even though like without those like stupidly bad photoshops. I'm pretty sure it was Gaia that was confirmed to show up in Arc. Whoops. This is stuck on me. Because TDG also is getting DX. TDG definitely are getting premium edition or premium versions of, I think for sure after the new generation, it's the Ultra Brothers and TDG that are definitely getting premium Arc cubes. So I think Gaia showing up in Arc makes sense. Just to promote that set. Because first of all, I accidentally messed up and got tape stuck. But second of all, like the Gorder trigger, not the Gorder trigger, the Gorder Tiga here basically is representation of what they do with the new what they've done with the new generation of just they just only pre-programmed in their final or their power-up forms. Because I was going to say, oh, let's compare it with the Tiga one, but Tiga's not out. V087 is Tiga. And then next up is Noah. Which again, I do appreciate that he is getting the recognition he should be getting. Yeah, I'm ripping most of these bags. Which is not really good. But I need to read this. I mean, that would be cool. But I feel like they will only bring her back for Ultra Galaxy Fight stuff, which I don't think they're ever going to go back on. Noah is 21. And I really do like this shade of purple they went with. Or I think this is technically supposed to be the pink because this, yeah, it's definitely supposed to be pink because you can tell it's a lot lighter. So I think that's cool. Oops. I know this is taking a lot longer than I wanted it to. it's magenta. Because I was actually kind of hoping this process would have been a lot quicker, but it's because of the hurdles of, oh, we have to slowly unpack each of these things. Just because we have to deal with how they're taped. But oh well, I just ripped the tape from there. But like I did, Zreigen did secure a Gashapon version of the Arc, Gashapon version of the Arc Cube. So we're fine on that aspect. Again, I just kind of wish they actually revealed to us what the lineup for. I think we have to wait next month or like November and December. But I think at that point, I kind of just hope that we do get back-to-back Gashapon sets then. Because then that will mean that's a lot of Arc Cubes unreleased. And that will be too bad. Because there will basically be a lot of premium sets, but not enough retail or not enough Gashapon sets. Because if we go off of Blazar did 2 of these sets. Not 2, 4. So I kind of hope that, like, I know for sure, obviously, like, Candy Toy will only do 2. But if that's, obviously, I just hope that the Arc Cubes at least still continue on. Which is why I just think it's kind of, I think it's kind of dumb that they didn't do a set this month at least to, like, fill in that time of like not releasing anything. Like yes, I mean like roleplay wise, because obviously they released a monster. They released a kaiju vinyl, but that was kind of it. Because again, there's still like a lot of these that they need to put out. And again, it's like they haven't put one out in like 2 months, basically. Because all this stuff was basically at the beginning of. All of this was in June. All that got released in. I think these were technically the only releases for August. And it's just so depressing. Because I would assume, like, I think it's just also because they want to be greedy and do that, like, Arc Cube EX set, even though it's like, this is not worth being premium, especially when you're selling alongside the premium sets. Like, you should not double dip and do both. Here's Rube. I really do like how Rube came out. Rube is V110. King of Victory is V103. And Noah was V094. So I forgot the gap between. I don't remember the gap between those, because again, it's just kind of odd to see Zero Beyond be very early on, but I think it's just because Zero Beyond gets paired up with the Zero forms. Like G Galaxy Rising, for example, is like C109, and then Delta Rise Call is C114. So okay, yeah. I think it's just because C108, I think, is Royal Mega Master. Because I think with Orb, I think is just Orb Trinity, and X is just Beta Spark Armor. Which is why I'm kind of confused as to what exactly is supposed to be in between King of Victory and like what would What would occupy those other spots, basically? And then here's a contrast. Regulus is the only red one in this set. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that Regulus finally actually gets proper sound too. So he is 24. In your dreams. What is his 15th anniversary? Andromeda's cube. Like, what is his 15th anniversary thing? Is this a different shade of red? No, they're all the same. Because I guess it is going to be interesting. The Zero technically is not going to have anything. He technically isn't going to obtain anything for his 15th anniversary. He obtained something for his 5th anniversary, then his 10th. Now he's not going to get anything for his 15th because he already obtained something on something that wasn't his anniversary year. But there, that explains your question. Here is Regulus. He is V119 or V119. Which then you can pair it up with finally gave Regulus his own independent sounds instead of just having to just rely on that. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to fold it like this, which is going to be weird. Especially because if I want to save this for Gashapon too. But there's our Gashapon pile. I'll remember to throw it back here when we get to that point. So let's get through this. So we're only going to do the full thing once, and then with our art cube, and then everything else will just be once, or we're just going to do a simple twist and turn. So like, I really do like that they're doing more of these like Gashapon and Candy Toy exclusives. Just so then you actually had a reason as to why to get it, and also to actually validate those sounds. King. Leo. Again, they have the updated grunt, which is kind of unfortunate because I'm really nostalgic towards Loyo's original grunt from all because of Fighting Evolution. Astra. I just realized I think it's the same sound as King. Yeah, these ones are a lot more tougher too. These ones stick in a lot more tighter. Again, I appreciate this toy giving the spotlight to like these obscure like forms, basically. This one isn't obscure because they keep pushing this one. I guess it's nice they finally changed his grunt. It sounds different. Delta Rise Claw. It was really nice hearing that one. Then last from the Candy Toy ones, Glitter Trigger Eternity. Okay, then I think what I was going to do is that I was going to try to actually find the list so then we can actually so then you can actually get to see the Gashapon version of the Arc Cube. I just need to find where it came from because I don't think people put out definitive lists. Did not want to press that. Why did I forget? Because some of these aren't loading up. Because I don't want to scroll through list either. No, list post either. No. And like, just for anyone that wants to know, obviously Google is not going to help unless I actually put it on Katakana there. Yeah, because I know this person put it out. So if we were to fall, why is there two lists? But if we were to fall with it being 0.65, if this one was 0.60, no, that one was 0.65. If we were to follow 0.64. Oh, okay, it's one of these ones. But first of all, obviously, let's just test this out first, obviously. Because we have to make sure this goes in right. Because basically the way you have to basically mirror it, so. I think that's too slow. That's the air sound, I think. So again, the way that this is done is like really awkward. So you have to like we almost got it. What do we do? So that's basically okay. That's basically that. So 0.64 requires us to do it like this. We just have to weirdly ooh, that's interesting. But, I don't think it did that one correctly. No. Oh gosh. Yep, that's the That's the Gashapon version. So that's actually a lot more simpler. I think I think it's more unfortunate just because like I really do like the phrase for the Gashapon one. So, but anyways, Jonius. I'm surprised Jonius they haven't updated his grunt, especially because they replaced the voice actor. But powered special. Powered, we will do the entire transformation. They did it. They finally updated it to be the same specifications as this. We will have to do it again. Does that mean Titus is your like brother-in-law then? It's so good. Powered is finally up to standards. He's no longer behind. Glitter Tiga. Oh, that was quick. Alright, that was very sudden. But Noah? I really do like how the sounds transition from one another. Very neat. Because I don't even think... I don't even know if his Ultra Metal has that sound. Ginga Victory. Again, we've heard that grunt a lot. My second favorite from the set. Really delightful. The only thing it's again the infrared for here is just for it's just for the DX ones. That's it. Because basically what it does is that it's supposed to just know which position. I think it gives out a different signal for which position it's in and such. That's basically how this toy treats it. So again, if we were to reset it, so basically this is a signal and such. But then doing that is a signal. So like it will send a signal to know that you turned it, but it's not in the signal. But not that you turned it completely. And then you can do, I think even for like there's like technically, I think technically, yeah, I just realized about this too, that it does this on the back, but I think technically it's like 2 signals for like, because there's 2 buttons to know that it's turned. So basically those are the signals. But then for the Arceye sword, which I think is the more interesting one, basically it's just whenever you press the button and such. So like when you press the button, it will send out a signal for then, so then it can send it here, and then just so then it knows that, like, because obviously this thing doesn't know it's loaded into things. It'll just, because I think basically the light signal from that thing just tells it to basically act immediately. From like the best way I can basically interpret it. But last but not least, Regulus. First of all, they finally gave him a grunt that didn't have a punching sound effect, but he still doesn't have a transformation. But by your request, Megadong, I will find Grigio for you. Because I think we'll do a request that I want to do, and then what you want to do, and then we'll just do whatever we can find. Because if I recall, I think I believe the power-ups are paired up with the, like I'm pretty sure Grigio falls after Rube, which means I have to do 110. Because again, this list, I cannot read Mandarin. Is this Mandarin? I think it is. It has to be. So, first of all, we will just... Actually, we'll do this after going over the Arceye sword. So, let's do that quickly. All of these will have the same standby. Yeah, I really do like that these are all different phrases. That is really interesting. So yeah, I do like the audio overlapping that's present here. Because the grunt fades in, like, because you can hear the standby slowly fading out when I press the button immediately. I apologize that you can't see the LEDs, but again, that is pretty interesting. Sadly, Phoenix Brave does not have I guess, an obtainable finisher sound, which is kind of weird, but oops. Yeah, I think that's the galaxy burst. The glitter Spezium, Sperion Coulson. Then we have to do the. We have to do this one, but this one's going to be a lot more complicated. So, because it's a sword, so. Oh, what the heck? Why is it rainbowy? Who is this? Oh, no, I think this is the galaxy armor. Yeah, that's not what we want. Oh, calm down. Yeah, this is actually. There, that's the Gashapon one. Happy. If only I had the hyper key out. I guess he doesn't have his sound out still. Just go through your archives harder, Subaraya. I think they still don't. The Mega Specium Coulson sound is literally in here, but again, I don't know. Of course they have it. Does have sound. What the heck? Yeah. No such thing as the Mega Specium Coulson to Subaraya. Sorry that's coming off as green. Regulus. Again, I think that's still just the Genju Hauken. But at least it's subtle. But yeah, Megadon, let's find Grigio for you, I guess. No. Shame. Because if I have to go off of this, I believe the gap between. There was no gap, actually. The gap between Rube and Zet Delta Rise Claw, I think, if I have to believe so, I think Grigio is probably after Rube. Grigio, I feel like, has to be after or before Rube. Because if Grube is 111, and then you have to accommodate for. No. I don't think Grube's in here because Titus and Fuma probably are after. I think Titus is 111 and Fuma's 112. Because Taiga Tri-Stream has to be 113 or like 113. So what I'm assuming then, that must mean if there's a gap between. No, that lottery defeated my theory because lottery because G Galaxy Rising is 109. But again, we still don't know what this gap between 103 to 109 is then. We're gonna just, because honestly, I think the easiest way of figuring it out is the sword, just because the sword is a lot more easier to manage. So let's go to 111. Which at this point I can't really necessarily show much of trying to do this because this is not really an ideal place. It's red. Okay, group is 111. Orb Dark is not in here. There are no Dark Ultras. The only Dark Ultras there are Belial and Tregear. Belial, Tregear. I don't even think Tregear's in this thing. I think we're fine. Are we okay? Okay. Okay, so then I think then that means Grigio, Titus, and Fuma probably got programmed earlier on because I think this lineage of forms. I think this is a lineage of forms. So if we were to do this, then that means Rega, I think, is included in here. Grigio is 112. I mean, I think Megadon, I think your wish will come true if 113 is Taiga Tristream. But I found Grigio for you, so we'll do it. Because she is 112. So she's after group. I kind of wish this will give me an air sound. I'm actually happy to have a toy that actually has her full transformation, because I think the only other toy that did that was uh the D flasher. But again, I assume this has to be Taiga Tristream. Stream. Okay. Because then I think. Yeah, then let's do one. I think 116 is Trigger Dark. Man, why is this one so complicated? I got it. That was reversed. Yeah, that's not. Let's see if we can try to do the. I think it's after this one. Let's see if we can try to do the Arc Galaxy sounds, or like at least try to get an Arc Galaxy sound. Because I'm pretty sure 066 and 067 are going to be our Gashapon and Candy Toy equivalents, so I'll do the other one. I think I just did the same one. But other than that, I think like the first 60 are supposed to be all DX ones. So for example, if we did this like 47 one, Zero 47. As you can tell, it's yellow. And it was a generic sound. That doesn't help. Let's do 045 then. It's red. I don't know if that's supposed to be Wild Burst or Strong Corona Zero. But that's not what I wanted to do. Because I did it wrong. Who are these characters that have generic sounds? This. I'm like, no, wait. Maybe I'm wrong. I think Titus and Fuma do. I think they are programmed into here. It's just Grigio didn't, for some reason. Who is this? Let's do center. Yeah, see, that's victory. That's Taro. Taro is 34. Have we done 50? Who was that? I've heard it. I've heard it, but this person's pink. Who would be pink? That was a generic grunt. Maybe that's the whole point. Oh. That was ogle, but that wasn't right. Yeah, so it seems like a lot of these are just generic. Which is interesting. Then who is number 5? Number 5 is Boyzar. 6? Did I do that right? This one's... Okay, that one is a second version of 009 is also another Soulless armor. Okay, so there seems to be repeats for sure. Who is... No, I thought we already did find 62. Yeah, this one's 62. What is 61 then? Did we already go through what 61 is? This is not what we wanted. All right. Like, I think I've already said, I don't think Rega's in this. But I think that is kind of what we wanted to go through. For the most part. But anyways, so let's stack them by groups and such. So here are these were the oops. I think Jonius has to stand like this. So there it is. Yeah, I can try to find. Like, we can try to find Decker. We can only get. I think the only one for sure we can only get is well, sword wise, I think we can try to. We can get a partial finisher. I just hope his isn't one of these complicated ones. That's definitely not Decker, that's purple. I think we're actually close though. Decker might be 026. Because that did sound like a trigger sound. No. Hmm. That's victory again. Because I assume then this is Ginga. No. That's blue. Hmm. Because the only easier one to get will be Decker Dynamic. Because that's literally the only. So there's Decker Dynamic. Next month is an assortment of Ultraman stuff. So basically finishing off what we already started this year. So I think what has already been done is the rest of the stuff we haven't covered for Boys are, which is Gashapon 4. Gashapon 4. Oh, the Boys Are Stone case. The new Generation Star sets and EX selection. And then after that, technically, it's supposed to be. I'm going to keep the second half of the stuff a secret for now. Because right now, I'm kind of going back and forth whether or not I want to fulfill what I was originally planning. Because the issue is that I would have already filmed them, or I would have already filmed like the last 4 videos because I already have 3 videos ready. Like Blazar has been done, like those videos, the Blazar videos have been done for months. and the 3 videos after that have already also been done. I just haven't done the last 4 just because they're very there's a lot of content to go through with the latter 2, and I kind of don't want to sit through it. But yeah, so Ultraman, it's just back to Ultraman stuff this month or next month. Switch these around so then they're actually poking things. What? Oh, no, I did the wrong one. What? How do we do Rube? It's probably not pressing something in. Yeah, something's not being pressed in correctly. Oh, yeah, I'm not doing it correctly, that's why. And then I don't know what this one's supposed to be. I think this one's supposed to be a generic sound. That was Regulus. Yeah. So Regulus is the second to last one. Then was Reboot the last one then? I don't remember. I don't remember where he was placed. I'm not getting anywhere. I messed up. Yeah, that was not what we wanted. So I think that's a good range of stuff. That's like a good range of coverage and such. Because I think what I think is definitely interesting about the ARC toys is that I think it's interesting how they split it. So obviously they made it so the Archerizer, the main changer, is only viable for the transmission sounds and such for all the ultras that are programmed to this thing, because it's technically the first toy that we don't have a kaiju equivalent and such, which is definitely interesting. then, like, to accommodate for the fact that the Archerizer lacks finishers, that's where the sword comes in and such, because the sword has all the finisher sounds and such. It's just that they're ingrained with like whatever sword sounds that are right in here. So I do like that it just kind of refreshes the entire concept. And plus, again, like the sword itself is pretty interesting. I'll turn this comment off. But yeah, like this is definitely, it's definitely fun. I get the argument of that, like, this is basically just the Trigger toy line, but with a different emphasis on besides. So basically, besides, like, it's just Trigger again, but instead of emphasizing the kaijus, it's now emphasizing on the ultras. But again, I think it's different enough, and again, I don't mind that they split it off so that, like, because again, the circle arms didn't have the ability to even read the keys, because all it did was just take in whatever was already read in and just press buttons and such. But this one does actually have a full-on reader and such. So it is, I think this is technically my first Ultraman toy line where I actually get to have fun with a full-edged reader. Because, I mean, technically, it's the first for Ultra 2, because the only other side weapon that we had previously that was somewhat close was the Roop Slugger. But like, the Roop Slugger was only like a choice selection of crystals that it can read. And then other than that, like, if we had to think back, the other, like, Ultraman hasn't really done a gimmick heavy weapon in like a while, because really it was only just circle arms, not circle arms. It was only just the Roop Slugger and circle arms. And technically, I mean, I never had experience with the Ultra Dual Sword. So I generally forgot about the Ultra Dual Sword. So I guess the Ultra Dual, well, I mean, the Ultra Dual Sword, I think, yeah, I think it's fair to say that this is more in vain with the Ultra Dual Sword. Other than that, I think, again, I think the only thing that I would have liked from the toy line is for it to pick up its pace, because again, it basically went on, like, this toy line's basically been on hiatus for like 2 months. Because it only, like, was there before, it really only had 2 new cube releases at the end of August. No, at the beginning. Technically, I don't know if I can really count Zero Beyond, because Zero Beyond got released by like the end of July. So it really only it had to wait another month just to have one additional cube to get released. Like, yes, we are getting, like, I'm not counting the premium sets, because again, like, you have to wait for those anyway. So like obviously they're not slacking on announcing cubes, but like actually releasing them, that's where they're slacking on. It's kind of frustrating, because honestly, I just would have preferred if we actually got, just to alleviate the fact that the lack of cubes, even if there wasn't a mainstay art cube to put out, like, they could have just given us um just a complete original lineup of cubes and such, just to, again, burn through, just to at least give us everything and such. That's already been pre-programmed in, because they keep not doing complete sets to us, and it's annoying. And I think it's just going to be ridiculous if they even attempt to do an EX selection for Arc, despite because it's like, why are they double dipping on doing the premium line and the EX selection set when that's like absolutely not necessary at all? But because again, we know that there's going to be at least a second candy toy set because pre-orders of that are already up. So I'm not going to be surprised. Again, I'm not going to be surprised if they actually fully announce it next month. But again, it's kind of weird for Ultraman to have a candy toy set in October. Well, no, it's not. They tend to release the second sets in October, so I'm not going to be surprised if we finally get details next week about Gashapon 2 and Candy Toy 2. Because, like what I said before, I think it's just because they want to release the Arc Galaxy Cube into those two lines, and there are exactly two additional sounds. To which, again, I think it's fine that they waited out for that. But that just means like it at least means we're gonna have another array of 14 more cubes getting released and such, which I think is which is good. I just kind of would have preferred if they like also like I'm also just surprised that they didn't do a Ultraman store exclusive cube because they would have technically done that by now. But I mean, I don't mind that they didn't do one. It at least leaves off one exclusive that I had to track down. And I think going off of Boyzar, we're not going to get another magazine pack in. It's just weird that it wasn't a Mook, but instead Telvi Maga. But I think that's everything I wanted to share. I feel like there's something I forgot, but like I mean, I can definitely say that I think the I'm definitely enjoying Arc more than Boys are. Just I think just because it feels a lot more innovative in a way, and like the cubes are fun to handle. I think with Boys are I think admittedly I think with Boys are things just kind of felt old after a while, just because again they were like just because of the ways they like cut corners of things. It's just like, oh cool, like everyone, like if I wanted to put in like Ogle, he's just gonna have a generic animation. But like I don't Ogle's not even a good example because he actually got to have like the full sound set. But everyone else, for example, like Scott, he just gets a transformation, which a generic transformation and a grunt. No finisher, even if it was generic. And like I think what helps the art cubes too is that I actually, I'm not just stuck with the transformation item. I can actually put them in the weapon. So I definitely prefer gimmicks where I can actually interlink them with other items as opposed to just being stuck with the one transformation or like, the one item and such. So I think that's definitely the case too. But I mean, again, with Blazar, I don't know what other device you could have made up to insert the stones in and such, so I can't blame them for that. But yeah, I think that'll have to conclude. I would just say again, like, thank you, Megadong and Axel Synchro for showing up to the stream, even if you showed up in like the last 2 minutes. Like, I appreciate it no matter what and such. But I had to finish the clothes because I accidentally left them in there for an hour because I was fidgeting with the pins. But definitely I'll have to ask Draken if he's interested to checking this stuff out. Like I said before, I think I I personally don't know if I'm kind of back and forth whether or not the Art Galaxy stuff will be covered because right now I think we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think including the Art Galaxy stuff, I think I don't know because like we do technically have enough for a month of Arc stuff, but at the same time, I don't know if it's worth risking, especially with my schedule, what I have in mind, because yeah, because I don't know if it's worth. I'm still trying to figure out how we're gonna handle Arc, just because it's December. It will be December by that time, so yeah, I'll try not to prolong this any longer. Especially, I think I'm gonna hit it 3 hours and 40 minutes, which I think is satisfactory. So I don't know what I'm kind of back and forth what I want to do next month and whether or not I want to do it quickly. So yeah, I'll have to do it this stream. So well